The secret my wife left behind at her own funeral. My father-in-law, a man who wears suits that cost more than my car, just called me a temporary setback in his daughter's life, right there in the middle of her eulogy. He looked me dead in the eye at the front row of the church and basically told the whole town of Greenwich that Sarah had finally found peace from her mistake of a marriage. That's when I let out a loud bark-like laugh. Her sister, sitting 2 seats down, gasped so loud you'd think I'd pulled a weapon. She leaned over and hissed, "You monster!" But they didn't know about the Taco Bell protocol. See, Sarah was a world-class architect and I fix vintage motorcycles in a garage that smells like grease and cheap coffee. Her family hated it. For 8 years, they treated me like the guy who showed up to a black tie gala in flip-flops. 2 weeks before she passed, Sarah handed me a thumb drive. She looked me in the eye and said, "Leo, they're going to be awful to you. They're going to act like I was a saint and you were the sinner. When the tension gets so thick you can't breathe, I want you to play this." I walked up to the podium, ignoring the glares. I plugged it in. Sarah appeared on the big screen, propped up against a mountain of pillows. She looked tired, but she had that mischievous glint in her eyes. "Hey, family," she said, her voice a raspy whisper. "I know Dad just finished explaining how I settled for Leo, and I know Mom is probably checking the guest list for eligible bachelors for my sister's next wedding." The room went silent. Pin drop silent. "But here's the thing," Sarah continued, a smirk forming. "You all spent 8 years wondering what I saw in a guy who works with his hands. Well, Leo is the only person in this world who didn't want me for my pedigree. He's the guy who stayed up until 4 in the morning for 3 straight years, rubbing my feet while I finished my blueprints. He's the one who took me to Taco Bell at midnight after every failed board meeting because he knew a cheesy gordita crunch was the only thing that could make me feel human again." She looked directly at the camera. At me. "Leo, remember our deal? The Taco Bell protocol? No long faces, no dignified silence for people who didn't actually know me. I want you to laugh, baby. Laugh because we won. We had the real thing and they're still just acting." I stood there, tears streaming down my face, and I started laughing again. A real, deep belly laugh, because she was right. We won. And as I walked out of that church, I didn't look back at the shocked faces in the pews. I went straight to the nearest drive-thru and ordered 2 cheesy gordita crunches.